remote server. That's what we've already licensed to Google and RIM and a lot of operators globally. So I'll integrate that, get the best location, do a middleware platform, and then allow either smartphones. We said those smartphones are a threat, yes, but at least there is a standard. That's a bigger threat. There is a standard. Or proprietary devices. And there's Plethora. This is just the ones I today support. So you can see how many devices there are. Right? These protocols I already support. And there's probably 20 others. And then there's other, which are known as feature phones. And they are also proprietary. So essentially somebody comes and says, I got a SIM-con device. Okay, enable their protocol. And then you bring your applications on top. Whatever application you want to do. That's not my focus. That's whoever can do a good application. Because every application has its own business logic. If you want to do services, you have to think about business logic. What is the value that you're going to give to the customer? It's not just, I want to show, you can see on a map where your car is. It doesn't help. There's no business logic there. Right? That's what you get when you go to Taiwan, or not Taiwan, but China and Shenzhen, and it says, here's a box, and you can go to Google and see where the car is. That guy is just punting a box. I don't think we are going to be successful punting a box and saying, go to Google and you can see where the map is, where the car is. We're talking about value-added services. And value-added services come when you start putting business logic on top of it. How do you take that raw data and start slicing it, dicing it, and making this of value to the end customer? Of integrated to the MRP, ERP process. That's what you guys should be doing. So where we are, we've launched this. This service is in the cloud. It's a cloud-based service, which essentially says it's scalable. I have a 24/7 NOC, so I'm supporting 24/7 service. And these are all hosted servers. So you bring your device, and you write your application. Your device talks to your server or instance, let's say, hosted application, talks to the device. It talks to my server. I do all the processing, and you service your customer. You focus on servicing that specific needs for the customer, writing that unique application, that look and feel, the business logic, the slicing and dicing of data. Your data stays with you. And what that allows is you can very quickly scale and build multiple applications. It could be multiple applications coming off of that same device, or multiple applications from different devices. For scalability, this is an IT play. This is not taking OpenGIS software and open source and just building a server and saying, I'll give you a source code for free. It's almost for us, we have to think that this platform is, will Oracle give us Oracle software for free? There'll be a database which will be used in tracking systems. Is Microsoft giving them Microsoft SQL platform for free with an open source? No. Then why are we, as an industry, willing to give our stuff for free and as an open source? We have to change this mentality. And here's some examples of applications that are running. This is a company out of UK called Track a Phone. It does what it says. It tracks your phone. Right? And then they have written different applications. This application is being used by the Scottish government. Every Scottish government employee has a BlackBerry which has this application. And whenever they're going into an area where they feel there might be a threat, they press a key, it goes into an amber alert mode. If there's another problem, they press a second key, red alert goes, microphone opens, they can listen in, what's the problem, and accordingly dispatch somebody. 30,000 users. It's a consumer app locating people, friends, family, employees, running on that same platform, different app. Again, because of the cloud, we threw it. This application is available both on BlackBerrys and Java phones. People download it, load it, run it. Free service, so it's even better. In 2 months, 85,000 users. But it's scaled. It's running. The threat we talked about. It is a threat. And we're working with an Indian company. Boss, they're here. They've taken the same platform and are giving you 4 different application categories right off that server instance, right? So whether you want to do fleet management, asset tracking, transit management, or people tracking, you have it all. 4 applications, 1 company, 1 hosted instance. So you focus where your strengths are. Switching gears. That was the platform. That was services. And now, going indoors. So recently at the Consumer Electronics Show about 3 weeks ago, we announced our next generation chipset. So that's called the Surfstar 5, which basically tells you that we've had 4 before this. Right? As a company, we started making GPS chipsets in 1996. Last year, we sold about 85 million GPS chipsets. So what does Surfstar 5 do? 4 key things. It supports what we call multi-sat GNSS. So single chip does GPS, does GLONASS, does the Chinese compass, which is a Chinese satellite. And very soon when IRNSS will be there, we hope to enable that too. The second thing it does is it connects with MEMS. MEMS is basically accelerometers, gyroscopes, which a lot of the phones are now coming with. So it integrates with those, and it takes over where GPS stops. As part of the chip, we have also built in what we called a wireless sniffer. So the front end of this chip has been designed to operate all the way from 800 megahertz to 2.4 gigahertz. It's not just the GPS front end. And what that allows us to do is sniff wireless signals both in the cellular band as well as in the Wi-Fi band. So when I don't get GPS, I sniff the Wi-Fi, I sniff the cellular, and I go back to that server that you saw, and it tells me roughly where I am. And then we are fusing all of that. So we're taking the satellite signals, GPS signals, GLONASS signals, cellular signals, Wi-Fi signals, signals from MEMS sensors, motion sensors, fusing them, and then giving a location. That's the reference board to give you overall size. So this has the GPS chip, which if I can probably shine here somewhere. That's the GPS chip. That's the complete chip, Surfstar 5 chip. Next to it is the motion sensors, and then the gyroscopes, accelerometers. It also has a pressure sensor. So when we were at the conference, we actually were working with a partner who had done maps for the conference, and as we went from floor level 1 to floor level 2, the map changed because it knew that you had moved 1 floor up. So it was also giving the Z height. So that's in indoor positioning. As we walked inside the building, we're going in this corridor, right? We're walking through this corridor and then coming out. You can see we're being located inside. And this is a multi-story conference center. And this is essentially using sensors and Wi-Fi access points and cellular access points because, of course, there's no GPS inside. This is actually a layout of our office in San Jose, California. And what you see, these are all office cubes. So what we've done is we've taken the Google map superimposed our floor layout, and then a user has gone in from outside, walked inside between those cubes, and come back out. No GPS, all just motion sensing and the fusion of data. These chips are announced. We have lead customers already developing product. You'll start seeing, as you said, smartphones is a threat. We will start seeing smartphones with this technology by end of this year. And there's no reason why this technology cannot be in the kind of devices that is required by our industry. But not at $50. It will not be at $50. Right? So we have to change our perception. It's not just about having the lowest cost product. It's about having the best value solution. And we are doing ourselves a disfavor because we go and set a misconception with the user group. And when it comes time to delivery, then we are not delivering. We are not meeting the expectation. Go to any user group, whether it's the transport department or the defense department or any of the ministries also. None of them are happy with the kind of solutions they have received. And if they are, there's probably somebody else who will go and tell them, hey, I can give you cheaper price. I can give you at half price. Why are you doing this? Just keep this as a pilot. So we have a lot of pilots going on in India, right? And then with all the interesting stuff happening in the political scenario, no officer wants to turn a pilot into even provisional acceptance. Case in point, somebody comes and says, oh, these guys got it for an expensive price. So we are in a status quo as an industry. And nobody is winning, right? Means how much you said about 300,000 or 500,000 users in India today? That's not big, you know. And if we continue, means I heard somebody from was recently offering 50 rupees a month as tracking charges. 50 rupees. Oh, that's a new one, huh? New offer on the block. All right. Pay for hardware, free service. Right? So there goes your 12 billion market size, sir. Right? There it goes, 1 million devices at $50, that's 50 million. That's about it. That's the total market size in India. So some of us should close our business and do something else. You know, but I'll still say the next step is indoors. Think about what can be done. This is just an example of routing yourself inside a shopping mall. It's actually a real routing calculation that was done by the routing engine. Right. If you need more information, I can give you later. But think about what can be done, whether it is for the Defense Department. Bunkers, locating your troops inside bunkers, where they are. All the way, right, to where are employees, where are visitors inside an office. Are they going into an area where they should not be going, where secret files are being kept? All of that to consumer applications, like take me from one store to the other. That's for you folks to work about. We release the APIs. You have fun with it. Thank you.